Get the same value, you still get the same quality, you just get it for less. Take a look at this dress from Hal Rubenstein. It's called the Carmen, and this is a beautiful draped floral dress that comes in, and these are all beautiful moire floral prints. So this one is the current print, and this one is navy, the navy print. These, and you'll notice multicolor, it looks like art. I was saying we had that Notori dress a little bit earlier that looked like beautiful strokes of paint, and this looks like art as well, not strokes, but different techniques of paint. Something that you would see in a museum. But these are from Hal Rubenstein, and you're gonna order them at extra small to 3X. These are 40 inches long. 95% poly, 5% spandex. Again, there's no zippers or anything. There's a little keyhole spot and a button right there along the top, so you pull it over your head, button up that button, and you're good to go. And it's very, very feminine, which is Hal's, that's his mantra with his line. He said, and Hal Rubenstein was a former editor in Style magazine. He's a stylist. He's been in the fashion industry and really one of the most respected names in fashion for decades and decades now at this point. But what he noticed when it was time, when he decided to create a line of clothing, he said there's really not a lot of options for women when they're getting dressed for work. So he wanted to create, he said there's a lot of options for when you're getting dressy to go out. There's a lot of options to be very casual. But what about when you're going to work? Your options are a suit and pretty much that's it. So he wanted to create a line where you had feminine pieces that you could wear to work, and then you could wear them other places as well. And that's what you see here in these dresses and these options. So these are never gonna be too short. They're never gonna be too revealing, never gonna be too sexy, never gonna be too risque in any way. And they're not gonna be loaded with sequins and loaded with a whole lot of bells and whistles. They're just gonna be a great cut, simple styles, the kind that can live in your closet for a long time. And if you want to wear this to work and maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm not really sure